Stay on target.
Almost there.
Stay on target.
They're right behind me.
Almost there.
What?
Hello and welcome to another edition of Yakima On Target. I'm your host, Sean Davido, and it's been more than a year since we've been able to have guests in our studio and share information with our community. And we're back here with Kathy Kramer from the Central Washington State Fair Association. Thank you for joining me today, Kathy.
You bet, Sean. Boy, the last time we did this, we were trying to figure out how to do it on Zoom, so how nice to be in studio. Thank you.
It's a whole new era coming back, and so it's wonderful to be able to talk to somebody in person.
In person, you
we've
bet.
We've met a couple times, but the first time we actually met was virtually, I think.
It was virtual, you're right.
So.
Yeah, I arrived in January of 2020, and 45 days later, we had to shut everything down. So I got to get myself integrated into the community via Zoom meetings and things like that. But you know what? We've been busy in that time, so lots of great things happening.
Absolutely. And we're going to talk about some of that stuff today, and we're also going to talk about some of the efforts your organization and the State Fair Park has been very involved in the COVID-19 efforts from ground level. Can you talk just a little bit about some of those efforts that have gone on over the last year?
You bet. You know, we have two purposes as a fairgrounds. We create memories and deliver special experiences, and we're not doing that. The other function of a fairgrounds is to serve as an emergency evacuation, to serve in any emergency role that we can. So we really got to activate that during this pandemic. We started early on doing testing. We were a centralized testing site. Right. And then about the middle of March, FEMA and DOD and several, I think there was about 20 agencies total involved in this FEMA pilot program. We were one of 22 sites across the U.S. that were selected to do this mass vaccination site. So we activated that the end of March, and that was an 8-week run. And Sean, over 40,000 people got vaccinated on State Fair Park grounds.
That's
as
amazing.
Well as they're using our location to go out and to get their mobile teams ready to get them out to market for their mobile vaccination as well. So I got to tell you, to watch an operation like that from a FEMA and a Department of DOD, Department of Justice, Department of Defense, we even had troops, the boots on the ground, Army, you know, things like that. We had people from all over the United States supporting this operation here for 8 weeks. It was pretty impressive to watch how they transformed that and, you know, from roadways to the ingress and egress and how they made that happen in an efficient way. You know, it was really, it's exciting when we can do something like that. It's a once in a lifetime, we all hope.
Right.
We hope it's all once in a lifetime, but really what an honor for the State Fair Park to be chosen as one of the 22 sites to be able to deliver this for the community and for our state.
And it shows how much of a resource State Fair Park is also, and how it was able to accommodate.
Absolutely, and that's, you know, like I said, when we're not creating memories and we do and have events, then that other role that we wear, because we have all the infrastructure. You got buildings, you know, we're like a little city that's self-contained with all that infrastructure. So I will, not to diminish it, it's not necessarily a plug and play, but it's very easy for emergency services to come in and really do whatever they need to activate it, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So let's talk about, you mentioned some of the creating memories and some of that stuff. Now that has been a challenge over the last year since you came on board.
I know.
But you've done a pretty good job. You've done some wonderful things over the last year. The Christmas Light Parade and what we're here to talk about today, actually the Fair Food Fest is back on. Last year it sort of took the place of the fair, correct? It kind of, I don't want to say it replaced it, but circumstances made you make some changes, correct?
It did. When last fall, when much to the chagrin of all of us, and 99% of the fairs across the country were canceled. So how do we knew we couldn't deliver the full fair experience. We knew whatever we had to do, it had to be from your car. So with a little bit of creativity, and one of the top reasons you come to a fair is your fair food. So we thought, my gosh, let's let the community get their fair food fix. And we had 4 days of a drive-through experience last fall.
Wonderful. And you're bringing it back. Let's talk about that. It's coming up here pretty quick.
We are. Spring Fair Food Fest, back by popular demand.
Right.
We heard it loud and clear from our fairgoers and the community that, hey, let's do this in the spring before we actually roll into the actual annual fair. So it is back. It starts on Thursday, 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. It runs Friday and Saturday from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and then Sunday from 11 to 6 p.m.
Wonderful. Now, parking, there are some new things this year because last year it was pretty much pull up, get your food. You had to exit the fairground. Can you talk a little bit about some of the changes that are coming to Fair
You
Food
bet.
Fest?
It still will be a drive-through experience.
Okay.
However, we have added a socially distanced outdoor picnic area.
Wonderful.
So once you complete the route and select the food items you want, you're able to park your car and come. It's going to be under the shaded area, grassy. You can come outside, socially distance, and enjoy your fair food.
Right.
And speaking of new, we've got several new vendors with us. So this year, I know you're going to be excited about this. You're going to be able to get your giant turkey leg at the Spring Fair Food Fest. We have churros, and if that's not enough, churro bites with ice cream. There's another vendor that's debuting a jalapeno cheddar hot dog.
Wonderful.
Plus all your favorites. We're going to have all your favorites. It wouldn't be a fair without a funnel cake or an elephant ear or hot dogs and cotton candy and all those things that we come to expect. So what you can do as you prepare to come to the event this weekend, go to our website, fairfun.com. All of the vendors are listed with their menu offerings. So you can start planning your menu right now, Sean.
Wonderful. I'm going to get on that. After COVID, I have definitely packed on some stuff. I hope there are some healthy options.
I think there are some healthy ones. I think we all have.
But definitely an elephant ear. I mean, that's one of the things I go out, and we all go out for stuff like that. And corn dogs are honestly my favorite.
Good.
It is part of the fair, and it will be nice to. I do want to talk about some of the fair updates. We're hoping the plan is to have the fair this year, so we can actually go out there and enjoy not only the fair food, but all of the other great things that the fair offers. Can you talk a little bit about that? I know everything is still in flux a little bit. We see the light at the end of the tunnel, but talk about that.
It's still a work in progress. You're absolutely right. I will tell you that we are staying with the 10-day run. We open on September 24th and we'll close on October 3rd. You're going to see most of the same elements you would see. We're still waiting on some capacity decisions on this reopening guide. Fairs and festivals have been carved out specifically because out of some of the what we would call mainstream reopening guides, just because we have high volume of attendees and lots of commingling, it's hard to get people in one isolated area. So with that said, we in the next few weeks be hearing a little bit more from those reopening guidelines. That said, they've already told us we could open. Right now we do have some capacity limitations, so we're hoping that relaxes a little bit, but regardless, we're going to deliver the 2021 Annual Central Washington State Fair. And we already have a theme, and I think it's pretty darn appropriate. Celebrate together again.
Wonderful. Yeah. Yes, and it is time for us all to get back to that and do more of that. I also want to talk about now things are already happening out there. Things are getting more back to normal. You guys have things happening at State Fair Park, Pippin's baseball game, some of the other things. Can you talk a little bit about that?
This past weekend, the Pippins kicked off, and I understand in talking to Jeff, the general manager of Pippins, that they had a sold-out crowd on Friday night, and wonderful. I was over there Saturday and looked like the parking lot was pretty full. Wonderful. So we are starting to see some sense of normalcy with some social distancing. Outside is obviously a little bit more forgiving. I would like to mention this was the second weekend and give them a shout out. The Yakima Canines were playing arena football. So this was their second home game. Their schedule can also be found on our website at fairfun.com. I know they would appreciate your support. Coach and his players, they were slated to play last year, so you can imagine they were a little disappointed, but have been very patiently waiting to get reopened. And that was a pretty good show this weekend. I actually watched them play a little bit of arena football. So anytime we're really behind that organization. Anything we can do to bring especially new activities for the community, and certainly utilize the Sundome. It hits on all cylinders. So
absolutely.
Yeah, we're also continuing to. I spoke a minute ago about the FEMA mass site, and we're also continuing to do testing and vaccinations. So again, those hours vary, so please go to our website, fairfun.com, for those hours. We think that'll run through the next couple months.
Right. And I'm sure that you'll let us know when, and the people that share those things with us will let us know when that starts to wrap up more.
Right. Right.
And now let's talk about, you've given us multiple options for information. Is there anything else that we should talk about what maybe some of the stuff that might be upcoming. Do you got any
I
tidbits for us?
Love to talk about that. You know, it's hard to believe since we've, as I like to say, we've all been under the covers the last
Right.
year and a half. But I'm very excited about this year's 4th of July.
Oh, yes.
The city of Yakima and Yakima County have both stepped up and are sponsoring the fireworks display. We're going to have a spectacular fireworks display. And then on that Sunday, that's Sundays on the 4th, we're having a carnival, we're having a kids zone with free face painting, we'll have stage entertainment, we'll have vendors. So now, you know, we're all really trying to get, I guess that theme would be appropriate too, celebrating together again. So stay tuned, more details will come out. And that event is completely free to the community, other than any purchasing food or carnival rides. But it's really a community give back, you know, and that's a testament to the city and the county stepping up to sponsor those fireworks. And the payment of that. So we're very excited to bring that event to the community as well.
Wonderful. Let's give them the website one more time. This is where they can find all the information. All of this
Right.
stuff is available at the Central Washington State Fair website that you're going to share with us.
Fairfund.com. Fairfund.com. You can see anything about the upcoming Spring Fair Food Fest this weekend, upcoming 4th of July. The fair hasn't been quite built out. I would just say save the date on that.
Right.
We're hoping the next few weeks. We've got entertainment booked, and I'm just as anxious as the community to hear about the entertainment and some of the new things that we're bringing to the fair this year. But we want to make sure what we can do around our capacities before we start to publish some of that. But I promise you we're working on all of that. We've got commitments from the carnival, from our food vendors, exhibitors, you know, our livestock and everything. So we're going to deliver exactly what they'll let us do by the reopening guidelines.
And celebrate the fair again.
Yes, and celebrate together again.
Celebrate together again. Wonderful. Thank you very much for joining me today. I'm sure we will have you on again very soon.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you. My pleasure. I always like talking about all the great things we're doing over at State Fair Park. So just invite the community to come and see us. And again, come and get your fair food fix this weekend.
Wonderful.
All right.
Thank you. And
Thank
thank
you.
you all for joining us today.
Stay on target.
Almost there.
Stay on target.
Almost there.